Your yarn stash is probably a disaster right now. And if it's not, keep watching because I'm about to show you how to make it look so good people will think you hired an interior designer. I've tried every storage method out there. Shoved yarn in grocery bags, tossed hooks into random drawers, stacked baskets in the corner that just fell apart after 2 months. And after all of that, I finally figured out what actually works. Not just for keeping your stuff organized, but for making your crochet space look like something you'd see on Pinterest. So whether you have a tiny apartment, a whole dedicated craft room, or just a corner in your living room that you've claimed as your own, there's something in here for you. Let's get into it. Let's talk about yarn first, because that is always the biggest problem. Yarn takes up a lot of space, it tangles easily, and if you just pile it somewhere, you're going to spend more time untangling it than actually crocheting. The first storage idea that completely changed things for me is open shelving with baskets. And I know, baskets sounds boring, but hear me out. When you sort your yarn by color and put each color group in its own basket on an open shelf, it stops looking like a mess and starts looking like actual decor. Warm colors on one shelf, cool colors on another, your living room just became a gallery. The baskets themselves matter too. Woven seagrass baskets are the most popular right now because they have this natural, earthy look that goes with almost any home style. But if you want something a little more modern, wire baskets or fabric bins work just as well. The key is that they're open at the top or have wide openings, so you can grab a skein quickly without digging through everything. Nobody wants to stop mid-project to search for their yarn. If you have a lot of yarn, and we all have a lot of yarn, let's be honest, a wooden ladder shelf is one of the most stylish ways to store it. You've seen these everywhere lately. They lean against the wall, they have 3 or 4 rungs, and you can drape yarn hanks over each rung. It looks intentional, it looks artistic, and it takes up almost no floor space. You can even mix textures on the rungs. A bulky, chunky yarn next to a smooth cotton makes the whole thing look really visually interesting. It doubles as wall art, genuinely. Another yarn storage option that people sleep on is a large glass jar or clear canister. This works really well if you're the type of person who has a lot of small, leftover yarn scraps, or if you collect mini skeins. You just drop them all in and suddenly your leftover yarn looks like a rainbow art installation on your counter. It's the kind of thing guests comment on because they don't even realize it's yarn at first. They just see a pretty jar full of color. Then you get to tell them you made it, and they think you're a genius. Now let's talk about hooks and tools, because this is where most people really fall apart. I see so many crochet setups where the hooks are just floating around loose in a bag or in a random cup, mixed in with pens and scissors and who knows what else. First of all, you can never find the right hook when you're mid-project. Second of all, your hooks deserve better than that. A hook roll is probably the most satisfying solution. It's basically a fabric pouch with individual slots for each hook, and you roll it up and tie it closed. Some people make their own, and honestly, making a hook roll with some scrap fabric is a really fun little weekend project. When you unroll it, every hook is sitting in its own slot in size order, and it looks so clean. You can find these in pretty prints too, so it can sit on your table without looking like a toolkit. But if you prefer something that stays out and visible, a small ceramic dish or a short cup that sits on your desk or side table works really well. The trick here is to keep it dedicated. This cup is for hooks only. You pick a small, pretty container, maybe something handmade, pottery style, and you put your hooks in it, tips up. Now it looks like a design choice instead of clutter. The size matters though. You want something short enough that the hooks don't fall over, but tall enough to actually hold them standing up. Scissors, measuring tapes, stitch markers, tapestry needles, all of these small tools add up really fast and they love to disappear. A small tray or a divided organizer box is the move here. Something with sections, so each thing has a place. A lot of people use those little compartment boxes that are meant for jewelry or art supplies. They work perfectly for crochet tools. You can see everything at once, everything stays separated, and you're not dumping out a bag to find your stitch markers before every single project. Let me talk about project bags because I feel like this is underrated as a storage solution. A project bag is basically a bag you dedicate to one single project. The yarn goes in, your hook goes in, your pattern notes go in, and that's it. That project lives in that bag until it's done. This is a game changer if you work on multiple things at once, which most of us do. Each bag is its own little world. You can grab whichever project you feel like working on that day without having to collect all the pieces from different spots. For bags, tote bags with a zipper or a drawstring are the most popular. Fabric with a fun print makes them look good even when they're just sitting on your couch or hanging on a hook on your wall. Speaking of hanging on a wall, a set of wall hooks near your crochet space, specifically for your project bags, is such a smart idea. You have 3 projects going, 3 bags, 3 hooks, done. It keeps the floor clear, keeps the couch clear, and it looks like you have your whole life together even when you definitely don't. Now let's get into the actual furniture and bigger storage solutions, because if you have a dedicated crochet corner or craft room, there are some things that will genuinely change how that space feels. A pegboard is one of my favorite recommendations for a crochet wall. You put it up and you can hang basically anything from it. Hooks, scissors, bags, small baskets, even a few skeins of yarn if you drape them right. The best part is you can move everything around as your needs change. You're not locked into any one layout. And when you use a mix of wooden pegs and wire baskets on the pegboard, it looks really nice, not like a tool wall in a garage. You can even paint the pegboard to match your room. A soft sage green or a warm cream color makes it feel very intentional. Rolling carts are another big one. The 3-tier rolling carts that you see everywhere, originally for art supplies, work incredibly well for crochet. 1 tier for yarn in progress, 1 tier for tools and notions, 1 tier for finished objects waiting to be blocked or gifted. You can roll it to wherever you're sitting, and you roll it away when you're done. If you want it to look a little more polished, you can line each basket with a fabric insert, or just keep everything sorted by color so it looks neat at a glance. An ottoman with storage inside is another option that works really well in living rooms where you don't want the crochet stuff to be too visible. You can put finished projects in there, yarn you're not currently using, extra tools. The top of the ottoman is just the top of the ottoman. Nobody knows there's a whole yarn collection inside. It's the most sophisticated disguise in crochet storage history. Let me also talk about blocking mats, because people forget about these. Blocking mats are big and awkward to store, and if you just lean them against the wall in a corner, they look terrible and take up so much visual space. The best way to store them is flat under a bed, if you have that space, or in a bag specifically for them. Some people roll them up if they're flexible foam mats and store them standing in a tall corner basket or a large floor vase. That last option looks genuinely cool. You have this tall woven basket in the corner, and inside it are your rolled blocking mats. Nobody walking into your house knows that's what they are. It just looks like a design element. If you're tight on space and everything needs to be compact, vertical space is your best friend. Think tall bookshelves, wall-mounted shelves going up high, pegboards, and over-the-door organizers. An over-the-door shoe organizer with clear pockets is actually a really underrated crochet storage hack. You can put 1 skein of yarn in each pocket, and suddenly you can see your whole collection at once without it taking up any floor space at all. Is it the most stylish? Not necessarily, but if it's on the back of a closet door, you're the only one who sees it, and the function is incredible. For finished objects you're planning to sell or gift, a dedicated box or bin helps a lot. Something with a lid so the items stay clean, and labeled so you know what's in there. If you sell your work, this keeps your business inventory separate from your personal stash, and it makes the whole thing feel more professional. One last thing I want to mention is the idea of making your storage itself beautiful. This is a big shift in thinking for a lot of people. Instead of trying to hide your crochet stuff, lean into it. Display your yarn like it's art. Put your prettiest finished objects on a shelf where you can see them every day. Let your hooks have a nice little home on your desk. When your crochet space is organized and styled, you'll actually want to sit down and work there. It becomes a place that feels good to be in, instead of a stressful pile you're avoiding. The whole point of organizing your crochet space is so that when you have 20 minutes to sit down and make something, you're not spending 15 of those minutes looking for your H-hook or untangling a yarn knot the size of your